Old Fashioned Football on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code OFFSGPN.
Hey, what's up? This is Sam Acho, and you're listening to Old Fashioned Football.
Welcome to Old Fashioned Football. If you're wondering who you listen to, this is JMark. You can find me on the X at JMark Football. And if you're wondering who us is, that's all at Old Fashioned FB. But before I keep going, I got to introduce my co-host on the pod and in life. You can find her on the X at the Mir Mark. Mir, how you doing today?
Doing good.
It has been a while.
It feels like we've been on this long vacation from podcasting. I don't know. It just
ayahuasca trip? Was
that no, I was not going to go with ayahuasca. Come on now.
Oh yeah, he's no longer in this division. We're talking AFC East, and Rodgers is out.
He is.
We still have to talk about him. He is not retired yet, but yeah. How you been? It's been a long time. What's the update with life on the acreage? What
sunburns and sweat?
Sunburns and the corn sweat, which our guest, he's in the Midwest. He understands the corn sweat. We'll bring him in a little bit. And cucumbers.
Cucumbers. Oh my God, cucumbers.
Lots and lots of cucumbers. Our
of
garden,
all sizes.
Yeah.
The English cucumbers are a little out of control.
We had one that we missed picking.
It was like, we can't eat that.
This thing was girthy. Let me tell you what, folks.
Otherwise, I feel like I make pickles like every night. It's like, oh, more refrigerator pickles because we're not eating these fast enough.
Right. Yeah. No, but the cucumbers have been doing good. And the dill.
Everything else is massive.
Yeah. The tomatoes are okay. Our corn, our first year growing sweet corn is okay.
Yeah. The knee high by the 4th of July did not happen.
It was close.
It was ankle. No, it was like ankle high. We planted in June.
So I agree with that. But like a week later, it was at my knee.
When we started fertilizing it,
yeah.
I told you, like, we've got to make sure the soil has everything it needs, and it should like.
We did not pump anhydrous into the soil like the farmers do.
No, organic. Do organic. But no, I told you, like you're like, oh, the corn's doing well. It's like, this is lime green corn. This is not doing well.
Maybe I want lime flavored corn.
Have
you thought about that?
It should be very dark green, but we got it under control and it is growing.
Yeah, it is growing.
Will probably, like my family said, we'll have corn in October.
That's okay. I like corn any time of the year. So we're going to be talking about the AFC East. The format is going to just kind of be straightforward of off-season changes and news, fantasy focus. We'll hit bets at the end. And then we obviously have a whiskey review, but in between right now and our whiskey, we're bringing in an AFC expert. He is a Patriots fan. We're going to get him in here soon. Quick little news, though. Some news broke today that was a little surprising. Do you want to?
Yeah. Bengals released running back Zach Moss. So this is going to be 100% Chase Brown's backfield now.
Yeah. I mean, and we've been big on Chase Brown. But I didn't expect them to just release Zach Moss. I mean, he's been a quality backup. Well, I guess he was injured last year, but before that, he was a quality player for them. I think he's still a good player. In fact, I have doubts about the Bears running back room. I wouldn't mind us giving Zach Moss a tryout. I don't know. Just my opinion. What are your thoughts there?
I don't know if I want him, but
we need the depth.
We could use some depth. Yes.
We need the depth. Shout out to the chat, Channing saying evening. Love me some pickles. Miranda makes really good overnight refrigerator pickles.
Perfected the recipe. We've tried, like, there's all these recipes online, and I tweak it. I was like, I don't want it to be really sweet. And a lot of those recipes, I'm gonna go off on a tangent. So you looked at me like, shut up.
No. I'm trying to think of there's something I want to say and I don't want to forget it. So I'm just logging it.
But no, basically, I've perfected my recipe.
Yes,
so I do it a certain way.
And props to you for looking at recipes, because anytime I want to look for a recipe, I get a whole fucking book on their background of story. My grandmother used to make this in 1836, and it's just like, I don't care. Just tell me what's in it and how to make it. You got to scroll and scroll.
You have to screenshot the recipe. The worst thing about recipes online, because it's always somebody's blog. There are no more recipes just online. It's always a blog post. And if you're on the recipe too long, it takes you back up to the top of the story.
And I don't care about the story.
So if I'm ever looking at a recipe when I'm cooking, I screenshot that and I get off of the website.
It's a good idea. Maybe I should start doing that. Always fresh, never soggy. Cereal checking in. Something tells me JMark's going to be hyping up the Bills. Yeah.
That can confirm.
Probably am going to. Speaking of cereal, I know I believe Cereal's a card collector.
Yes.
Got some football cards to open with the nephew when he was here, and pulled a Bo Nix top signatures rookie signed card that you have to send in, or you send the code in, because you don't get the actual card in the pack. So I'm waiting for them to process that and send it. But that was a good pull.
Yeah, he was excited when you guys opened that.
He was pretty excited about all the cards. He liked them all. So and Kathy's saying I want pickles. So
a jar will be sitting in my fridge for you.
There you go. Before we get to our guest, what are we drinking today?
Oh, yeah. We are drinking today.
Like you completely forgot. What? What's he gonna
It's been
say?
so long, I forgot we talked about whiskey. No. Well, we are doing a double show tonight. We're doing a show after this on the AFC South preview.
So stick around.
But 2 shows means 2 whiskeys. And we have had 2 bottles of Smoke Wagon that we have been wanting to do a review on, try it in our old fashions. So this is the perfect night for that. Got 2 bottles, 2 shows. On this show, we are going to be reviewing Smoke Wagon's Blender Select Straight Rye Whiskey.
Yeah. I try not to smell it before I make the drink, but sometimes you pop that cork and it hits you. I think we're going to like this one. It could taste completely different, but I think we're going to like it. Anyways, real quick, before we bring on our guest, Sports Gambling Podcast is back with their 32 NFL team previews. I was just on the Chicago Bears one last night, talking corn sweat, talking about not understanding the infatuation over Roshan Johnson and all sorts of good stuff. But they're also bringing back the phrase that pays. Each episode, they'll give out a word of a 32-word phrase. You submit that phrase for a chance to win a $1,000 Circa future. All right. Rod at SGPN saying pickles are amazing.
Yes.
I don't know if we could ship them and they'd still be good, but I don't know.
Well, we'd have to ship them in a cooler, like in a box that could stay cold. Because I have not perfected the canning of pickles, but it's okay because they don't last long around here.
That's
so true. I think they last like 3-4 months in the fridge, but we never have them that long. So my refrigerator pickles are where it's at.
That's true. It's true. All right. We said that there was a guest. You probably know who it is. If you pay attention to the SGPN, you know who the Patriots fans are. I did tell him it would have been really funny if I brought him on. And then right as he was getting ready to diss the Bills, I bring Adam in as a surprise guest to defend the Bills because these guys are both passionate about their teams. But he is a co-host of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. He writes 1 billion articles for Sports Gambling Podcast. You can find him everywhere. If you haven't checked out his work, 1 billion. You understand this number? If you haven't checked out his work, shame on you. You need to. And I got to be honest, I don't really, that I don't watch racing. I'm not going to say I don't enjoy it. I just have never taken the time to get into it. I'll say that. But I love listening to these guys because they're just fun to listen to.
Rod and Cody do a fantastic job.
Yes, or Cod and Rody, as I accidentally say sometimes. And you also may know him through Mr. Nick Fortune as Cody Sassy Zeeb. Cody, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. Where do we even start? Huge cucumbers. Talking about pickles, corn sweats, me hating on do I have to hate on the Bills? They've never won anything. I think they hate on themselves. It is close to 1 billion articles on the website, Miranda. I've got like 3 more coming out tonight.
I'm sure you have a spreadsheet tracker tracking how many your article count.
Almost as many articles as fantasy football leagues. So
right. How you doing, man? We haven't talked for a while as far as talking football.
I know it's been a minute. Of course, we had our summer fun with the AF1. That helped tide us over, right? But nothing like the NFL. NFL's king, and it's back tomorrow. I'm super excited. Shameless plug. I am going to have articles for you, Miranda, for the Hall of Fame game. Best Bets article and Underdog fantasy article on the Hall of Fame game. So check out sportsgamblingpodcast.com for those. But, man, I'm just excited. Like, football is back. NFL football is back as of tomorrow. And I couldn't be more happy the season's here. All the fantasy leagues are ramping back up. Best ball drafts are in full swing. It's a beautiful, beautiful time of year.
Don't say it. I was going to say absolutely, but...
Yes, I was too.
You guys are really insane.
You're saying it even in the same way with the same emphasis. Can you just back off?
Too much, I guess.
It's almost like you've been married for a long time.
13 official years that you have put up with me legally on Monday. Ooh, yeah. Thank you.
Well, happy anniversary. 13. It's big number.
All right. Kick us off.
So we're going to go in order, unfortunately for Cody, of how the teams finished last year. We're going to start.
Oh, this is great. Save the best for last, right?
There you go. So we're going to start with the Bills, who won their division. As much as you don't want to hear about the Bills, Cody, we've got to talk about them.
Got to do it. Let's.
Hey, the Bills are great. They're going to be a great regular season team. They're a good team. They're going to be great. And they're going to choke in the playoffs like they have every year of their existence. It's beautiful. There couldn't be a more beautiful story. I don't want them to be bad during the regular season because then I would miss out on them losing in devastating fashion in the playoffs every year. And I get a lot of joy.
One of the best things about Cody, there's a lot of good things you can say about Cody, but one of the best things is I know he's a loyal listener because every show we have where I talk about something good about the Bills, he'll text me the next day. Really, Justin? The Bills again? Are we doing this again?
Well, you just keep falling for the trap. Like they're going to finally get it done. I mean, what's different this year?
The way you talk about the Bills, if you didn't know that you were a Bears fan, you would think that you were just.
Yeah. I'm kind of wondering if you are a Bears fan and you actually are a Bills fan.
That's all. I love me some Josh Allen. Hard not to. Let's go over some of their offseason changes. Obviously, they lost cornerback Khair Elam. They added edge rusher Joey Bosa, wide receiver Josh Palmer. I mean, I don't think Palmer is a huge addition, and Bosa is always injured. Defensive lineman Larry Ogunjobi. The Bears tried to get him once, and he did not pass the physical. And then cornerback Tre'Davious White. Do you want to kind of talk about their draft picks?
Yeah, they drafted cornerback Maxwell Hairston, defensive tackle TJ Sanders, edge rusher Landon Jackson. They improved their defense, and I feel like they kept key players intact. The biggest question will be, did they do enough to get to the Super Bowl? Which I know you're going to say yes. You're already talking about it. I know how Cody feels about this. But Cody, what are your thoughts on that and why?
They might have done enough to get there, win it. We've seen them go 4 times in a row and lose all of them. So, that's how it can go. But no, I think that, look, Buffalo's a great team, right? I'm under no illusions that they aren't a good team. They are the clear favorites in this division and should be. I think that they're going to be great in the regular season again. They're going to get to the playoffs, and we've seen it time and time again. I like to joke about it, but it is the truth. In the playoffs, they struggle. They cannot get past. We saw this for years with Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts, right? A great quarterback, a great team, couldn't get past the New England Patriots. And it's the same thing with the Bills, but against the Kansas City Chiefs, right? And eventually Manning and the Colts broke through and they were able to get a win. But, is this when it happens for the Bills? I just don't know. I don't know. Or did they do enough? They feel like they're should be one of the top teams every year, and they just fall flat on their face every year. So I don't know what makes you think it'd be.
I will tell you, it's from that new movie that Josh Allen's wife is in. I heard it was very sexual scenes. He's coming in pissed off. Now, question for you: if let's say they make the playoffs again, they fall flat again, is McDermott on the hot seat? He wins games, but does he win the right ones?
Well, I think that's a good question, and I think that's something you have to ask yourself, right? Because we've seen other good franchises with great head coaches. Andy Reid in Philadelphia was there forever and great and kept getting back and couldn't get it done. They make the change. Breed goes off to win a bunch of Super Bowls in Kansas City, so it worked out for him. But also, look, the Eagles have now won 2 Super Bowls with 2 different head coaches even. So it also worked out for them. Sometimes maybe you do have to change it up after, like with anything, you do something for so long, things start to get stale, and he's very good at his job, but can he be great at it with the Bills right now? I don't know. I think if they have another loss in the playoffs, if I was a Bills fan, I'd certainly be, questioning that. And then you have to wonder who's on the market, right? Does somebody kind of a similar situation, I suppose, over in Pittsburgh? Does Mike Tomlin get fired? Probably not. But if somebody like that did and was available, I mean, I would, as a Patriots fan, I'd hate to see him go to Buffalo because that would be really good for them. But I think you do have to question, like, at what point do you maybe change it up and try to do something different? Because if they lose yet again, this obviously isn't working, and you've only got so much of a window. Like you mentioned it, Josh Allen's a great quarterback, but if you keep wasting him, eventually that window closes and you walk away with no Super Bowls. It's going to be pretty disappointing for the Bills.
Absolutely. Shout out to the chat. Dylan saying, what's going on, everyone? And Jamie checking in. Hey, ladies and Cody. Appreciate you not calling Cody a lady.
Yeah, hey, thanks. I appreciate that.
Should we talk a little fantasy football?
Yeah. Sure. Let's start at quarterback. Josh Allen, he's a stud. I don't think there's much we need to say more than that. I already I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago in one of the leagues, I took him as my first round pick.
Scott Fishbowl.
Was it Scott Fish? You know more than me.
Well, I remember you telling me I'm taking Josh Allen in the first.
I think I took him in another league too then.
Did you?
Yeah. I wasn't thinking that league, but maybe it was. No, it was a super flex. It was that one.
Yeah.
Goodness, keeping tabs on me.
I know your players. I did because Cody and Rod are both in the Scott Fishbowl. And there's on My Fantasy Life, which is Matthew Berry's site, you can look at people's teams. So I was keeping tabs on their teams as well. So just creeping in the background, looking at everybody's team.
I'm a little disappointed with how that draft has gone for me. Something's messed up with the clock.
Cody, they're still drafting.
We're still drafting.
Oh my goodness. We've been done drafting for 3 weeks.
It's a very slow draft. And then I'm not getting the notifications when I'm on the clock. I even checked today. I was I didn't have a notification, but I went in and I am on the clock. And the clock doesn't stop until 1 a.m. and it restarts at 7 a.m. So it's just not
yeah, that's tough. Yeah, ours, Rod and I ended up actually in the same league, and ours went so fast. It was crazy fast. But somebody in our league posted there's an AI thing where you put the teams in and it'll create a story about the teams and rank them. And my team was ranked last. So underdog story coming in. That's all right. I like to go under the radar.
Patriots.
So I'll keep that bulletin board.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. And just like the Patriots this year, hopefully I'll win it all.
So, I mean, we just got quarterback. Let's go to running backs. They've got James Cook. He's in a contract deal. They also have Ray Davis and Ty Johnson that got involved, especially late last year. But I think that Cook is still the guy.
Yeah, I agree. Cody, I think even though you hate
is Cook
I think
playing?
he will.
Is he still holding out?
I heard he would not hold out. That's what I heard anyways. Who knows?
Okay. It's always so weird. I'm holding out, but I'll play the game.
I think they call it a hold in. They're holding in. I know you're not a Bills fan, obviously, but I think even you will draft Josh Allen in fantasy football, correct?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You have to take your biases out when it comes to fantasy football. You're cheating yourself if you don't. So, and then it's that emotional hedge where if he runs crazy all over the Patriots, well, at least I had a good day in fantasy, right? So, but yeah, he's obviously one of the top quarterbacks in fantasy. I don't end up with him a ton because he gets drafted so high, like you mentioned, Miranda. But I do have him in a couple of leagues. I have him in a dynasty or 2 keeper league, stuff like that. So, but he's always reliable. He puts up great days every week and really, really good days quite often. So, and then for James Cook, he's a good running back. And they don't really do they have much for other running backs? I think he's kind of the guy. So, I was trying to pull up their roster here, but I don't think they really got. I mean, Ray Davis doesn't scare me much, and Ty Johnson. Yeah, I mean, James Cook is the guy. So if he's playing, he should be fine. And we know this is an explosive offense. They're going to score a lot of points. They're going to run the ball a lot. So, I think Allen and Cook are both.
And cheers to Channing in Canada. When you let James cook, everyone eats. Love it. Their wide receiver core.
I do like.
I know they get shit on this. They got shit on it last year. They don't have any receivers. They did fine though. I think
they still don't.
Yeah, I think Khalil Shakir is the only one that I would trust. I'm not running to grab him though. What do you think? I mean,
do you trust him though? I feel like he's inconsistent. I think if I'm going to take anybody here, it's probably, Keon Coleman in his second year. I think he kind of came in with some big expectations and was a little bit disappointing, but we see a lot of guys take a big step in the second year. He was so disappointed. I'm looking at his numbers now, and he had a lot of disappointing games. There's a couple of games where he definitely popped off and showed what he could do. I'm definitely not racing to try and get any of these. And we see this a lot of times with the better teams in the league where it's hard to trust the Chiefs. Like, who do you trust in their wide receiver room, right? It gets spread out. They can use different people. They can use people other teams can't use. Yeah. We saw it with the Patriots for years and years and years, right? When they were the best team, you never knew who you could trust because it was a different person every game. They're game planning differently, and everybody shares the ball. So I think that makes it tough in their wide receiver room because I don't think there's going to be anybody that you can count on in your lineup week to week. Rod bringing up Josh Palmer in the I suppose like late as a guy if you need to plug somebody in, but what weeks are you going to know you could start Josh Palmer? Or what weeks are you going to feel comfortable putting him in?
You brought up Kansas City. You can always be at like Miranda and draft all the wide receivers.
That was horrible too. That was still horrible. It's still like rolling the dice. Which one's going to go in? Yeah, because then you don't
it's still, and one of numbers and the other one isn't. It's tough. And like that's kind of what it seems to like we see with a lot of the really good teams is they're so good at spreading the ball out and they have so many different weapons. And I think with the Bills, it's more they have a lot of okay weapons, but they use them all. And you'll have one big game from this guy, one big game from that guy. Nobody really you can rely on. And Stephon Diggs when he was there, he was a guy you could rely on, but he's on a much better team now. So.
This goes the same for a tight end, Dalton Kincaid. And he had a disappointing year last year compared to where his ADP was, and he finished 30th among tight ends. So again, I don't know. I'm not trusting him.
Yeah, I don't know where his ADP. I don't have like all that pulled up in front of me, but if you could snag him later, could be interesting if they do develop more chemistry. Sometimes it takes the tight ends a year or two. He's definitely one you could take a late flyer on. I mean, tight ends, you're mostly rolling the dice with most of them anyways. But I don't mind him as a late guy that maybe they kind of click and you get some good weeks out of.
Jamie's creeping on your Scott Fishbowl now. He said you only took one running back.
Yeah, I know. It's how it worked out. And it's all flex. It's all flex.
Yeah, we had that's the weird thing. Like we had two guys in our league that just drafted every running back. Like it was ridiculous. So there wasn't a ton of running backs left for everybody else, but you don't.
No, you don't have to. But there is like a point, like I don't remember what it is exactly, but they have
they get half a point per carry.
And it's not that I didn't want to draft running backs. It's just when it was my turn, like it's like, well, there's a better wide receiver available, and it's all flex.
Yeah,
I don't
That's
have.
what makes it. Yeah, I went pretty light at the top. I gambled on a couple of guys later in my Scout Fish, but. Yeah, it's people were hogging them up so fast. It was like, there's so much other good stuff on the board.
And with it being a super flex, like I took a quarterback in my first round because you gotta have good quarterbacks in a super flex.
Yeah, I took two, and I think I was the only one who took. I got Hurts and Burrow, and I'm
and
pretty good about having two of the best
quarterbacks. It's like
that's where your points are coming.
Yeah, because you don't technically have to start any, but I know that the scoring is crazy and weird, but the quarterbacks are still scoring a lot of points. So
that like kind of changed too, where I didn't get my running backs in my first rounds, and other people stocked up on them. So I just like,
you got Josh Allen. He's basically running.
Good to see. Good to see Nick Fortune in the chat saying Iowa sucks. That's nice to see, Nick. I like to do that when he checks in on the NASCAR Gambling Podcast because I have the microphone. I could make up whatever I want to say. That he's saying.
Now, he came up with the nickname Cody Zeeb. Have you came up with one for him yet?
No, I need to work on that. I'm trying to find a better one for myself, but I've struck
I mean,
out so
sometimes
far,
the first one is the best one. Yeah, just that's how it goes.
I don't know.
We're going to talk about the rest of these teams in a little bit, but before we do, I got to let you know that we're brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every sport, including MLB, WNBA, golf, and of course, football futures, and of course, CFL. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations, easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Unfortunately, Dogecoin is down, so maybe wait on your Dogecoin. This weekend, you got to take Winnipeg Blue Bombers to win. It's a desperation spot. They're 3.5-point favorites. Take them over the Argonauts. Head over to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. You've heard us talk about Rhythm before, and they just dropped a game-changing feature called Power Trans, essentially the best of the best of what their house model has to offer. These are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high return on interest. Power Trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean, data-backed bets. MLB Power Trends are currently 254 and 147. That's a win rate of 63% and a return on interest of 4.5% in the past 400 bets. That's pretty damn good. WNBA Power Trends, 35 and 20 since the launch, 63.64% win rate, 20.7% return on interest. Let's fucking go. I think it's probably just telling you to take the overs on Caitlin Clark when she's healthy. Download the Rhythm app, check out Power Trends, and start betting smarter. You know we will be. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. All right. Shall we move on?
Yeah, we've got the Dolphins next. Finished second in the division last year. Some other offseason changes. They lost running back Raheem Mostert, tight end Jonnu Smith, safety Javon Holland, defensive lineman Calais Campbell. They've added guard James Daniels.
Former Iowa Hawkeye.
There you go. Quarterback Zach Wilson, Willie Gray at linebacker. And I mean, we don't really need to say this, but tight end Darren Waller.
Yeah, the swap for Jonnu Smith and Darren Waller is quite interesting.
It is an interesting swap.
Yeah. They drafted Kenneth Grant, offensive lineman Jonas Savanea, maybe. Defensive tackle Jordan Phillips.
Don't take after me with these names.
Right. The Hawaiian names, I don't pronounce very well. I believe that's the origination of that name. They also have quarterback Quinn Ewers, which is kind of big. I know you mentioned they brought in Zach Wilson, but drafting Quinn Ewers out of Texas for a team where Tua can't stay healthy.
Yeah, it was kind of like just a weird offseason for the Dolphins. They also traded Jalen Ramsey away, which kind of, felt inevitable, I guess. Ugh. And Jonnu Smith, to me, that it felt more like the team is focused on rebuilding rather than in a win now mode. But with Tua, I feel like they need to be in that win now mode.
He ain't got many brain cells left, unfortunately. Sorry. He doesn't.
But it's like, I feel like his time is it's limited for when he's going to have that next injury that's going to take him out or be career ending.
Well, and if he gets another concussion,
that's what I mean.
Call it quits.
Injury concussion.
He has to call it quits, I would think.
But Cody, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think this is probably, to me, the most interesting team in the entire league, because I could see every side of this going every way. I could see Tua comes out and looks great. Tyreek looks like himself. Achane is an all-star running back, and this offense just tearing it up. One of the better teams in the league. Or I could see things fall apart early and they struggle and Mike McDaniel gets fired and it falls apart and they're one of the worst teams in the league. And I think it's hard to decide where to land on this team, because I really can see it going either way depending on a couple of variables, which is so this is definitely one of the more interesting teams.
In their defense, their backups should be much better. The backup quarterback should be much better this year than last year. I think with
as much as I hate Texas and horns down and all that, but man, I love Quinn Ewers. That's a great place for him to go, and if he gets a chance, he could be really good in an offense like that. I think Ewers. I really like him as an NFL quarterback.
Yeah, and Jamie pointing out with Wilson in town, all the MILFs out there in Miami better watch out. And Rod pointing out that my bookie's got esports too. Make sure you check out Rod's esports articles on So You Like Sports. Those are always good. And he said the Argos own the Bombers. Well, this is not a pro Argos podcast. I'm a very anti Argos podcast.
Those are some fighting words that you're throwing out there.
That's right.
Gotta watch out with that.
Talking about fantasy, I mean, I won't draft Tua because I don't trust his health issues. So I'm not even going to talk about the quarterback position. Because personally, I'm just not doing it. Running back, Devon Achane, top 10 running back, potentially. How do you feel about those two?
I love Achane. Achane, I think, has the potential to be one of the best running backs in the league this year. Health is going to be the big issue for him, but I'll have to go back and find one of my billion articles on sportsgamblingpodcast.com. But I think I wrote him up as Offensive Player of the Year as a long shot candidate just because I think the explosiveness and potential is there. Now, you look at a guy like CMC, I think kind of a lot like that where
I know.
in the chat,
we're in trouble.
It's is it telling that they invited me and not you? I don't know.
It's all your billions of articles.
They didn't want to hear about.
He did once tell me
the
he
Bills
doesn't
were going to lose.
Podcast requests because then everybody would ask him to be on them. So
he's the one to make anyone feel bad.
I'm sure that's why. I'm sure that's what it is. But no, Achane, I think he's got that ceiling to be one of the best running backs in the league. If he could stay healthy, I think that he could be a top fantasy rookie or a top fantasy running back this year. And injury risks, everybody's got them. Anybody can get hurt at any time, but I'm taking a lot of them, and I think that it's got the potential to really pay off.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Let's look at the wide receiver and tight end positions. Tyreek Hill, I think a question there is he past his prime? Because last season was the first season since 2019 where he didn't top 1,000 yards. He had like around 950 yards. Coming off of he was a yard away maybe from an 1,800 yard season in 2023. So yeah, that's a big drop.
In the big money league, I drafted him number 1 overall last year. It bit me in the ass.
Bit you in the ass. And I mean, they've got Jalen Waddle, and I think if Tyreek is past his prime, and we're going to see him more at the under 1,000 yards, is he going to be getting more of that volume? Better there. And then tight end, we already mentioned Darren Waller. I don't feel like we need to talk about it. But what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, he's not. Waller's not even worth. I mean, I'm not going to play that game. Who knows? He might be retired with some new rap album second week of the year. Who knows? I'm not playing that game. Wide receiver, I think that's a big part of the Dolphins being potentially really good or the Dolphins being potentially really bad. Is Tyreek done? I mean, he's relied on his speed. He's getting older, right? He's like 31, I think. And Adam's saying the whole Dolphins team is past their prime.
Oh, shots fired.
Shots fired. Oh, weird. He's still green lighting all those articles, but that's okay. But yeah, I mean, if he is past his prime and if he has lost a step, that could hurt the team a lot. And that could, I think that's potentially part of why I believe in Achane, because I think maybe they dump the ball off underneath to him more. Tua is going to be looking to get the ball out quickly. If he can't get it to Tyreek down the field, I think that will help Achane underneath. But yeah, Tyreek is a guy where I think you're kind of just who knows, right? It could go any number of ways. If he slips in your drafts, I think that maybe he's a guy you take a shot on because he's got that in him that he could do it, right? If you've got him in Dynasty or something, you just got to hold him and pray because you're not going to be able to get rid of him for worth anything at this point. But I'm not reaching above ADP or really trying to go get Tyreek because who knows? We'll see.
Absolutely. Adam with a lot of fire quotes in here. Also, he wants me to step into his office after the show.
Just Justin, though. I'm off the hook.
Yes, Justin, though. This is clearly his fault.
I thought that was for me.
And he said that go argue
I
about
feel
corn.
good, too.
That was actually, we have argued about corn this summer when we were talking about the color of our corn in the garden.
You did miss the corn argument before Cody was even on here.
Man.
It was
Well, and the NASCAR race is in Iowa this week, and it's the Iowa Corn 350. So it's, the lesser corn. They need to advertise because their corn's not as good. So Miranda's my favorite too, by the way.
And then shout out to Orange Chicken saying draft all the Iowa State players. We are going to talk about the AFC South later tonight, where the Texans kind of did that. They drafted Iowa State wide receivers. And Cody has access to beer, he says.
Did you skip over?
Miranda is my favorite.
You didn't want to throw that one out there. Look at you.
I missed it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, conveniently.
Let's talk about the Jets before I'm in more trouble from all of you.
All right, going in order. Number 3, the Jets. Some of their offseason changes. They have new head coach, former Lions defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn.
Real quick before you go on from that, I got to ask Cody. The Jets were a very good defensive team. That's probably what they had going for them. Were you surprised to see them go after a defensive coach rather than an offensive one?
I don't think anything the Jets do.
That's fair. That's fair.
They're the Jets. I mean, Adam, this is one thing we can agree on. Jets, Jets suck. I mean, it's an interesting hire, I think. Maybe you're just going to lean into defense wins championships.
He could.
As a team with a defensive head coach. I hope that's right.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. This Jets team has a lot of questions.
All right. Sorry. You can continue.
No,
I had to interject.
I know. Some of the losses this offseason were wide receiver Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers. Like, I'm sure the whole team was celebrating that loss.
So sad.
Edge rusher, Hassan Reddick, defensive line, Javon Kinlaw, tight end, Tyler Conklin, and then Jordan Moses at tackle.
Yeah, they added, anytime you can get rid of Rodgers and add Justin Fields, that's a win in my book. But they added quarterback Justin Fields, 2-year contract. Safeties, Andre Sisco and Josh Myers, offensive tackle, Chukwuma Okafor. They drafted an offensive tackle as well, Armand Membu out of Missouri. They drafted tight end Mason Taylor, cornerback Azare Thomas, and wide receiver Arian Smith. That was kind of their offseason in a nutshell.
Really, the biggest story is the new head coach. One that's, like we said, a really good defensive-minded guy, and then out with Rodgers and with Fields.
Yeah.
Their new offensive tackles. I guess.
Who did they bring in to be their offensive coordinator?
What?
Who did they bring in to call the plays? Oh, yeah. See, and that's why I thought it's Tanner Ergstrand. Not even a guy I've really heard of. He was the passing game coordinator for the Lions, so he obviously just came with the head coach. But that's the thing of the coaching thing that is confusing. Like, if you bring in a defensive guy like that, you should have a reliable offensive guy to come in and try and do it his way, right? Maybe this guy will hit and be great, but questionable to me that you're bringing in a guy that doesn't really have much experience, I don't think.
And Nick pointing out the headline that Justin Fields did dislocate his toe. He's already been back on the practice field, so it's not a long-term injury. And my dad saying, did I say sorry to interject? I might have slipped that instead of interject. I'm not sure. So overall, how do you feel about the Jets offseason? I thought they did pretty decent.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, clearly Aaron Rodgers thing was needed.
Yeah.
They got to move on, right? And that was a good choice. Need to make the change at the head coach. I think the coaching thing, is a big question mark. Maybe it pans out for him. I don't love the hire for the team as a division mate in the Patriots. I'd love to see it, right? Justin Fields, I absolutely love, much like you, huge Justin Fields fan. I'm going to have a lot of him in fantasy. I'm going to bet all his overs when it comes to rushing. I think he's going to be unleashed and just go run the ball and play Justin Fields ball, which I'm excited for. I'm sure the defense will be good. The offense overall, I think, is a bit of a question mark. They upgraded the offensive line, as you mentioned, so that should help. Running back, where are we at there? I think they've got two good options. I personally like who's the second running back? Why can I not think of his name? Not Breece Hall.
Breece Hall's the only one that matters, but
Breece. I do, as much as I hate Iowa, I do love Iowa State. My grandpa is a Iowa State alum, so shout out to him. But I don't know. I'm interested to see what Breece Hall has.
Yeah,
Braylon Allen. Yeah, that's exact. Thanks, Miranda. That's who I'm really high on him. I'm trying to grab him late. I think he might be able to at least split that backfield. And we saw in Detroit, they like to run with two different guys, right? And if you're bringing a lot of Detroit pieces over from the coaching staff, maybe it becomes a 50-50 timeshare. So I like that. Garrett Wilson, I think, is just going to be good because he's good. Justin Fields can get him the ball and let him do his work. But overall, I don't know. I think this is probably the last place team in the division, honestly, unless Miami just completely falls apart, which, as we stated, could be. And yeah, exactly what Nick is saying. I think that they are the bottom of the AFC. Honestly, that's where I see them being.
I will get to what Orange. Why does he hate Iowa? He's from Nebraska. Of course he hates.
I live in Nebraska. I live in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah, I mean, he has to. Iowa and Nebraska aren't rivals.
You're right. We aren't rivals because Nebraska's actually won championships before, much like the Bills. Iowa's not ever won anything. So I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of hit on the points with the fantasy football as well. With Justin Fields, as long as he stays healthy, he's going to be a stud. I think their run game, I don't think you can go wrong with either of them because I think they're going to run the shit out of the ball, and they should. You should run with Justin Fields. You should run the RPO 75% of the time because they don't know who's going to run it.
Well, it's a triple option. Get Hall and Allen back there and just run the ball. Run the damn ball, right? I mean, that's how this offense should be. Run it a lot, and then every once in a while just throw a bomb up to Wilson on a play action, and there's your offense for the Jets. I think that would be their most successful way to operate.
Colby Dant was a Jets fan back when he was a NFL fan, and he's a huge triple option fan. So he would be right there with you. That's what they need to do.
Hey, I'm again Husker fan here. I love the triple option.
And then a wide receiver, you've got Garrett Wilson, who Justin Fields was his college quarterback. Yeah. So they've got Oakham.
The Oakham.
So are we going to see that? I hope we see that.
That's right. Yeah. They did play in college the other day. I didn't even put that together. Wow. That's Justin Fields or Garrett Wilson rather. He's one of my best bets, if you will, for the Jets this year. I think that I think it was him to go over 1,000 yards is one that I really like.
And Fields rushing, I think, wasn't it like 6.5 or 7.5 touchdowns? He had 5 in just 7 starts last year. So
yeah, you can get him over 1,000 yards at plus 350 last I saw, which I think is great. He's going to have, and at this point in his career, why would he not just go out and play Justin Fields football? I mean, you had your time in Chicago, didn't work. You went to Pittsburgh and they got rid of you despite you doing well. Like, just go unleash and be yourself. And himself is.
And we all want to see that.
A whole lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I guess we haven't talked about tight end. They have rookie Mason Taylor. I don't know. I'm not really targeting him.
Yeah, Dynasty I am, but outside of that, this year I don't think I'm on him. What do you think, Cody?
I like his aunt. I think she's great. Outside of that, I don't really. I think he'll probably be fine, but I'm not too interested in him.
All right. Well, we are going to talk about, depending who you ask, the best team, maybe. The last team.
Definitely
the
last team.
Yeah.
We can all agree that they were definitely the last team.
The last team and the last one we're going to talk about. We're going to do that in just a second. But before we do, I got to let you know that we are brought to you by Circa. And they're running the Circa Survivor. It is an amazing deal. It's the greatest sports book, Circa Las Vegas. They're hosting the world's biggest pro football contest, Circa Million, Circa Survivor, and the Grandissimo. With over $21 million in guaranteed prizes, you can't call yourself a true DGen if you're not competing in the Circa football contest. Come hang out with SGPN at the Circa contest weekend, August 21st to 23rd, for an amazing weekend, including live shows and open bars. Plus, you get a 15% off stay with Circa promo code SGP15. The contests are open to everyone. Sign up today in Nevada, but play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com and use promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. They're throwing me with the SGPN SGP. And Miranda, why don't you tell everybody about Underdog?
Yeah, we are brought to you by Underdog, and Underdog Fantasy Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. There's no waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best Ball is the best way to play fantasy football. And Underdog is also a great place to play Pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times your entry. So what are you waiting for? Go sign up with promo code OFFSGPN to claim your special pick, plus first-time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus credits. That's UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code OFFSGPN.
All right. The rest of this program will be commercial free. Mur, I'm so DGen. You are getting ready to be on a bit of a girls' trip in a couple weekends here. And I told my parents, I was like, hey, I'm going to come visit you guys. They live close to the border of Iowa and Nebraska.
You asked them to take you to Nebraska.
I said, why don't you guys take me somewhere fun in Omaha so that I can jump on Underdog Fantasy, get in some best ball drafts, play some CFL bets, maybe some NFL season long. But it's really to spend time with you guys, but also the Underdog.
We need to meet at that pedestrian bridge that goes over the river and just swap phones. And I'll place all my bets over there. You can do all your Underdog fantasy over here. And we can't both have both things because
exactly. Orange Chicken bringing in the Nebraska Heat, apparently an Iowa fan here. Not even trying to be a hater. I just haven't seen them win an important game in my lifetime.
You're not wrong until this year, because this is their year. Dylan Raiola is going to win the Heisman. I think you can get that at 80-1. I'd advise you to bet that sooner rather than later. And we'll see. Well, I would say we'll see you in the playoffs, but Iowa won't be there. But yeah, Nebraska will be in the playoffs this year, and we're back.
Shameless plug for an article I did on college football betting. Simulated the new EA Sports CFB 26 100 times to see what the results are.
No, it's like every day I gotta go do my research now. I gotta go simulate my game.
He's like, "Are you still playing that game, Justin? I'm working over here."
It's every night though. You do it when I'm like, okay, I want to read whatever, and you're like, yeah, I got to go do my research.
Got to do my research. You got to build the data. Got to build the data.
Got to build data.
But I think Nebraska only made the playoffs 3 or 4 times. Raiola never a Heisman candidate. So the game developers don't like him. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying the game.
Well, it's a game. It's not real life. And real life is going to be much different. I bet if you simulated some Super Bowls, the Bills would probably win them. But we know that's not real life either. So,
I hope Adam's still listeing.
I hope so.
And my mom checking in saying probably terrible parents encouraging the betting. Well, I mean, I am 38 years old. I'm going to do it anyways. But they did buy me my first legal drink. That is true. And as soon as I turned 18, my father took me and we got tattoos together. So I guess they're indulging.
They made you wait.
You got cool parents, Justin.
All right, let's not make Cody wait anymore.
All right, we saved the last because they were the last in the division. The Patriots.
The best for last is what you meant to say, Miranda.
Either way, but they had a busy offseason. I mean, we're going to hand it over to you, Cody. Let's go over these offseason changes and what we can expect from the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, really, you almost have to view this as a completely new team, I think, in my opinion. I think you have to throw out last year, you have to throw out the last couple of years. Outside of, there were some positive things to take away from Drake May, and he's still going to be the quarterback, but completely overhauled the coaching staff and in a very positive way. With the Jets, we kind of question it, whatever, but for the Patriots, you bring in Mike Vrabel, who's a proven coach. He's a proven winner. Look at the things he did with Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans over there. being the number one seed in the AFC one year, and even the Marcus Mariota years, having good positive years. You bring him in as the defensive head coach, and in the correct move, you bring in an offensive genius, right? Josh McDaniels, a horrible head coach in the NFL, but he is great at being the Patriots offensive coordinator. You're bringing back some of the Bill Belichick era with these two guys, which you love to see, obviously, in New England. Of course, tons of success over there. But yeah, you love those things. They address offensive line, which they had the worst offensive line in the NFL last year. Chiefs fans might argue that, but it was really bad, right? Well, okay, yeah, it was definitely one of the worst. And statistically, I think it was second on the list of the worst, but it was really bad. They've overhauled that with some free agents. Took Campbell with the was it the fifth pick, fourth pick, whatever, early in the draft there. So I like that move. Travion Henderson, I'm getting more and more pumped by him every day that goes along. The rookie running back, I think he's going to be the guy sooner rather than later. You bring in a guy like Stephon Diggs, that could be questionable to some degree, but will help a young quarterback like Drake May, of course, and some of the other young guys, Kyle Williams that we brought in. Hunter Henry's back, all that I like it. The defense, Patriots defense really has never gone bad. They've always been a good defense the whole time. Guys like Christian Gonzalez in the backfield there seemingly avoided horrible injury, which I thought he was going to have last week. Thank God. So yeah, I'm very pumped and very bullish on this Patriots team. I'm a little sad that the win total's higher than I had hoped it would be. I'm sad that people are hyping this team up because those are the teams that generally don't do great. But I think you have to look at it as almost a brand new team. I think that it's hard to, you can go back and say, oh, look how bad they were last year. They didn't win very many games, but they've really overhauled all the important pieces outside of quarterback. But I think you're making this quarterback better by giving him better things around him, better coaching around him. So yeah, this is the most excited I've been for Patriots. I've not been too excited for Patriots football the last couple of years. I think I tried to fake a little bit last year, but I am truly excited.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Drake May has to go the kind of path that most rookie Chicago Bears quarterbacks do, where they get their first year and then the coach gets fired and they kind of have to reset. And just to hit on a couple of things you said, like Stephon Diggs, if he can keep his ego in check, I think could be really good for Drake May. Unfortunately, he does seem to be
a big ask of him.
It is, yeah. He's a locker room cancer at times.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, if he can keep the, the boat stuff, the Cardi B stuff over here, and in the locker room he's different, then that's kind of what you hope for. Like, hopefully when he walks into the building, he puts on the elite wide receiver. I'm here to help coach these guys up, and he's not. You can't think at this point in his career coming to New England, it's not like he thinks, well, I'm just coming in here to be the greatest wide receiver in the world and win a bunch of, like, that can't be the attitude I would hope that he has coming into this. You're at a point where hopefully the attitude, I know Miranda's doubting this, is, he's here to still be a stud because he is a stud. But also he can help out this very young wide receiver room. I don't think Mac Hollins counts, Rod. Not interested in any way, shape, or form in shoeless Mac.
But he shows up barefoot. Come on.
Yeah, that's just stupid. That's not even cool. It's stupid.
I got to ask about somebody because I've been grabbing him very late in drafts just because I think he's a good player, and that's Pop Douglas. I know they drafted Williams. I know they brought in Diggs, but Douglas is still going to get involved, right?
That's going to help. That's going to help Douglas even more because now you got Diggs on the outside. I think Williams is going to play on the other side, and you're going to open up the middle of the field, the slot for Pop where he should play. Last year, they were kind of sort of forcing him to be the number one. He's not a number one. Now you're putting him where he's going to be more comfortable as a second, third guy that just goes out and makes plays. He's already got a rapport built with May for playing with him. And he's going very late in drafts. I've snagged him in a ton of best balls. That's a guy I definitely have circled that people just kind of forgot because he was good the last couple of years. He wasn't the number one guy that he was kind of in the role of, but he was very solid. And now putting pieces around him and giving May time to throw the ball to him, I think is going to help a ton as well.
Yeah, as long as Campbell's arms aren't too short. Question on the running backs. Do you think they draw a little bit from Ohio State and use Tre'Veon Henderson the way Ohio State did, use Ramondre Stevenson the way they used Judkins. Because I feel like they both kind of, Stevenson can fit that Judkins role. Do they look at like, hey, they had success with Henderson doing this, let's use him that way?
Yeah, I think so. I think that you're going to see them kind of split time. I think eventually Henderson kind of takes over as the lead dog because I think he's just that guy. Stevenson has always had a bit of a fumbling problem. I think that could put him in the doghouse with Vrabel. And that's the thing too, is you have to think new coaching staff. They brought in their guy fairly early in the draft for a running back, right? So that's going to be the guy they're going to tend to lean towards, I think. But yeah, I retweeted a highlight earlier of Henderson catching passes out of the backfield. I hope that we can find receiving props on him before the season starts because I'll be all over him. The first couple of games, bet his over catches, bet his over receiving yards. I think they're going to work him in that way a lot. And Stevenson is still a very good running back. He's been good over the past couple of years, aside from the fumbling problem. So I think you're still going to get plenty of use out of him, but I'm very, very excited for Henderson, and I think he's the future of the Patriots running back field for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you, Nick Fortune says targeting Hunter Henry. I'll tell you, Miranda targets Hunter Henry when she already has 2 tight ends, and I need one, and she outbids me in auction.
This was back when Hunter Henry was like
it's still
more
a
in his
trigger
prime
thing for me.
He's a little.
Hey, he's still.
But he still is. I have picked him up. I have some shares of him right now. He's not as exciting as he was like 5 years ago.
Like, so with the running or the tight end position in fantasy, you get your studs early, and after that, it's just kind of you're throwing darts, right? And some guys are going to have good weeks, some guys are going to have. But Henry's just a guy that he's going to catch a couple passes every week. He's going to score some touchdowns here and there. He's probably never going to like win you the week, but if you just need a solid starting tight end every week, I think Henry's a guy. And he did have some 2 touchdown games last year where he really popped off. With better receivers this year, hopefully they don't have to rely on him as much. But he's still a guy that I think is going to have a solid season. And underneath is another guy that's for a young quarterback, a good easy check down with strong hands that's going to protect the ball.
For sure. And Jamie pointing out, don't forget Lan Larison. I'll let you speak to that because I don't know who that is, but bringing back the 80s porn look, talking about some corn sweat here.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know who that is either. So.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that is. Yeah, sorry. Got nothing there.
Oh, right.
Oh, he is. Oh, wow. I just Googled a picture of him. Yeah. He's got he is a running back out of UC Davis. He's 5'11", 209-pound white guy, and very much looks like a 80s porn star.
Love it.
So, yeah.
Oh, well, before we talk about whiskey, Cody and Justin, you guys have any best bets for AFC South? East.
East.
We're going to South next.
I got bets on the South, too.
Cody's scribbling out his notes. Shit. I'll let Cody lead the way.
Part of my billion articles for sportsgamblingpodcast.com, I did do 3 best bets for all 32 NFL teams. So go check that out. Yeah. But, for this division, I'll start with the other teams first. Buffalo, Josh Allen, I think it's comical that they have his rushing yards at 475.5. It sort of blows my mind. 6 of his 7 seasons, he's gone over this. 2020, the COVID year, was the one time he didn't. I don't know why he wouldn't go over it again this year. They're going to be a good team again. He's going to have opportunities to run. His wide receiver core is one of the worst he's had. Like, he doesn't have a Stephon Diggs type of guy anymore. So he ran for this last year. Why wouldn't he run for this again this year? I think that's a great way to go for him. Sticking with quarterback rushing stuff in New York, I mentioned it earlier, but Justin Fields, give me everything for his over on the rushes, rushing touchdowns, rushing yards. I mentioned you get him 1,000 yards at plus 350. The one season that he actually started 15 games for the Bears and had a full season, his most successful season, 1,100 rushing yards, very easily hit this number. And again, I think he's going to be unleashed this year, and I think that we're going to see that from him. Miami, it's all about Achane for me. Absolutely love him. You can get 850.5 rushing yards. That's insane. If you see receiving props or total yardage props, I would take the overs on all that stuff. I think he's going to have just a killer season.
850 does seem criminally low for him.
Yes. And I think they're building in, people. And I think people overreact to, oh, that guy's injured, or, oh, he's so fragile. Like, people get hurt and it happens. And sometimes it does seem like certain players get hurt more than others. But I think you can't look into that too much. Like, if he plays the full season, he's going to hit this. So,
yeah.
That's a fun fact. Larson never fumbled in his college career. Granted, he didn't play anybody, I'm sure, at UC Davis. But that's the problem with those. Like, that's a great stat. But did you really play against anybody? That's sometimes the question. But hey, I hope he's great because he's on the Patriots. So
yeah.
And then
go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
Oh, I was just going to ask: is the Patriots win total? Is it 9.5?
So I've seen it's all over the place. I've seen some 7.5s out there. 8.5 is kind of where it's settled a lot of places. I was looking last night at some stuff when I was writing down stuff. You could find over 7.5 at -164. It's kind of juiced up. If I'm going to take an over, I'd rather take the 7.5 than the 8.5, just because that one game seems like a lot. Vrabel's got 9 wins in 4 of his 6 seasons. Even with Mariota as a rookie, he won 9 games. They were coming off having the number 1 draft pick that year, or number 2. I think Mariota went 2 to Winston. I can't remember, but either way, it was a bad Tennessee team. He came in, turned around right away. I'm very excited for this team this year. And Drake May, you can get his rushing yards 425.5. He had 421 last year, but basically only played 12 games. He started 13, but I think he only played 2 snaps in the last game, or it was very low, right? So, and then Henderson, you can get his rushing yards at 675.5. Love the over on that. I think he takes over very quickly as the guy.
I'm glad you brought up the Vrabel having 9 wins in 4 of 6 seasons, because you can get Patriots exact wins 9 at +400. I really like that bet. I know that's them exceeding expectations. I know that's high hopes for the first year for this, but Vrabel is a hell of a coach. I truly believe he's a hell of a coach. He's really good at getting a lot out of a little, and I don't think he has a little to work with. I do think they have a lot of talent on the team.
That's the thing is that, like, just because they were a bad team last year, I think a lot of that had to do with coaching. There's a lot of young guys on this team, but they do. He is a very, very good coach, and I think it's a little bit underrated what he did with not a lot ever in Tennessee. And I think he might have more here in a lot of ways than he ever had in Tennessee. And I think that's going to be very positive for him. They have one of the easier schedules in the league too. I think it's like the 5th easiest schedule for New England this year. So that's obviously going to be helpful in racking up wins. Also, there is you can get, what was it, to have a 5-0 start, you can get them to be 25-1. They open the season with the Raiders, Dolphins, who knows what they're going to be. Steelers in week 3 is tough, but that's at home. So I think you can make a case, right? What is Aaron Rodgers doing? Then the Panthers, I think that's a very winnable game. Week 5 is the Bills, but if they're 4-0, now you've got a 25-1. Obviously, you can go hedge on the Bills if you need to, or they just beat the Bills, right? Because maybe they'll split those games.
Now, Cody, you gave out the Patriots go 5-0 last year, too, on our show.
Yeah, and they beat Cincinnati week 1, just like I said they would. And it didn't go so well.
And then it
was also like 150-1. So
just
long shots aren't always supposed to hit.
Speaking of long shots, I like. Most regular season rushing touchdowns in the AFC East, Justin Fields, 7.5-1.
Ooh,
I like that one.
I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
man, he's got 2 good running backs. Could be the problem, but he could have himself a year.
Yeah,
he could have himself a year.
I hope so. Orange Chicken, this is something I disagree with. Aaron Rodgers is going to be.
Come on.
He's going to be back into retirement by week 5 when he gets hurt.
No, I think Aaron Rodgers. This is the perfect situation for Rodgers. I think if it's going to work, this is it, right? If this doesn't work, he's not going to work.
It's not going to work. He's just coming for the love of football. He's not coming to win games. He's not here to win any games.
Yes, but you're putting him on what is a good team with great coaching. We've seen Mike Tomlin be able to keep the biggest head cases in history, Antonio Brown, under wraps, like while they're playing in Pittsburgh. Right. I'm not saying they're going to light the world on fire, but he's going to be good, and they're going to win 9 games again like they do every year.
I also don't think his body holds up. I think he gets injured.
It depends what type of ayahuasca stuff he's doing to keep himself in shape.
Does all that crazy stuff.
He does not believe in modern medicine.
I know you guys are built-in haters because he was a Packer. He owns the Bears. I get it.
It's true.
But he said the point. It wasn't to win. What did he? I can't quote him, but he wasn't there to take him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but he's just looking to make clip. Like I think he enjoys people taking his words and saying dumb shit so that 100%. it gets spun around. He's just
we do a good job of spreading his words
around. We like to spread it around.
Exactly. See, it's working on you, Miranda. That's the problem.
One other one that I don't know if you'll agree with it because you had the Dolphins a little bit higher. You thought Jets would go last, but exact order: Bills, Patriots, Jets, Dolphins. That's plus 475. That's how I see the division playing out.
Well, and if you get that, we talked about Miami, one of the teams that could be either way. That certainly is a good way. I think probably the chalk way is how I would go. I think it's going to be Bills. I think the Bills, I'm not even that interested in the Patriots winning this division. I don't remember, it's like 5-1, 6-1, but the Bills are going to be good in the regular season. They'll choke it away in the playoffs like they always do, but they're going to be good in the regular season. And I think you can get them at a decent number. They might be like minus 125 or something to win the division. I'd probably just bet the Bills to win because it's theirs to lose, really, truly, and honestly. But they'll lose it in the playoffs.
And as we say often on this show, as our good friend Cody Zeeb of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast says, you only pay the juice if you lose.
You only pay the juice if you lose. That's right. One more for the Patriots. If you want a fun long shot, you can get them to score a rushing touchdown every game at 45-1. I think they're going to run the ball a lot. Vrabel loves to run the ball. He always has. May's going to run the ball plenty. I think he's going to have a ton of rushing touchdowns between Henderson and Stevenson. You got to get one in every game, so that's every rate. So it's 17 regular season games, right? But 45-1.
Yeah, the son of Hender and son of Steven. Interesting.
It's a very sun-laden running back field or room.
Cody, anything you'd like to add before we get you out of here, and let everybody know where they can find you?
You know what? They have Henderson, Stevenson, and Larison. So it really is. The son of Lara is also in that running back room. So I know you guys love that. Sure. But sorry, what was your question? I got distracted.
No, you're good. Anything you want to add before we get out of here, and also let everybody know where they can find you and what you got coming up?
Yes, you can follow me over on Orange Chicken. Where's that prop? Which prop are you looking for? And I will try and find it. It was probably a good chance ESPN or DraftKings. That's where I got most of these props from.
DraftKings is where I pulled mine.
But anyways. Yeah. So you can follow me over on the X at Husker_Zeeb, where you can find all my stuff. I got tons and tons of stuff. Like you mentioned at the top of the show, I write tons of articles for sportsgamblingpodcast.com. I will have Hall of Fame best bets, Hall of Fame underdog picks out for the Hall of Fame game. Those will both be out this evening. Tons of other stuff. Host of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. If you're into racing or you just like to bet on stuff, we have a ton of fun over there. Check that out with my good buddy Rod. That's always fun. Gonna have some lacrosse coming out on So You Like Sports this evening as well. So check that out. It's a never-ending stream. I will be as well. You mentioned the Sports Gambling Podcast at the top of the show, but I'll be on there tomorrow talking about the Patriots. So check that out.
Just to go back to the Suns really quick. They've got Swinson and Robinson and Wilson and Chasen. There's more Suns there.
There's a lot of Suns in New England.
Apparently. All right, we're gonna talk about whiskey. You're welcome to hang out backstage if you want to, but we'll get you out of here and back to the family. Thanks for joining us. And
thank you.
Yeah,
thanks.
Appreciate you coming out.
Thanks for having me. Don't forget, Bills are going to choke it away in the playoffs and go Patriots.
We're going to clip that and send it to Adam. All right. Thanks, Cody. Take it easy.
Thanks.
All right.
Always a good time with Cody.
Always. And yeah, I mean, I get the hatred towards the Bills because we're Bears fans, and I have a hatred towards the Packers in the same way, even when they are good. So
Of course.
I get it.
Yeah. I'm going to switch up how we're doing this whiskey a little bit. We're still going to review this.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
We had so much good conversation, but I'm going to do the history and the background on Smoke Wagon in our next show.
Oh, all right.
Does that work for you?
Yeah,
because for those of you joining, if you want to stick around, we'll probably do a brief intermission, and then we've got the AFC South preview coming right up.
Are we eating dinner between,
no,
or we're going?
We're just going
one cocktail right to the other.
We're taking an intermission, making a second old fashioned, and we're sitting our asses back down here.
All right, sounds good.
Okay,
I can do it.
But today we are drinking Smoke Wagon Blender Select Straight Rye Whiskey, and Smoke Wagon is made by the Nevada Agency Distilling. I am not, again, I've got all this pretty beautiful history and background information here, but I'm going to wait.
Tune in like 15, 20 minutes.
Because we are also doing Smoke Wagon, a different Smoke Wagon, on our next show, and I will give you the full history. But we have to rate this. So every show we review our whiskey, we review it how it is neat, we review it how it is in a cocktail, which is an old fashioned, of course.
Yeah.
You came up with the rating system this I almost said season. I don't know what season we're in of podcasting, but
season of 2025.
But you came up with a rating system for us where we rate how it is in a cocktail. We rate the nose, the taste, and the finish, and then the bottle, which I have separated into its own category.
So is our tracker. Calm down.
Okay, you updated the tracker.
Yes, there's
because I did not like
score, and then
that we're gonna judge the taste of it. Like when you're giving a rating on a whiskey, that the bottle came into it. Like I think the bottle is important. Don't get me wrong. I think if you have a good whiskey, you should invest in the bottle and you should make it like pretty on your shelf. But that's just me.
That's fair. Speaking of pretty, there's the pretty bottle right there.
It is an impressive bottle. I'm just gonna jump ahead. This gets a 5 for me.
All right.
I raised desert sage flower on the bottle, and the wax seal in the front, and even like when you have a label on a bottle and you put like gold, like metallic gold on it or anything metallic, it's beautiful. Yeah. They put effort into this bottle.
Yes.
And absolutely. The stopper it's good.
Yeah.
All of it.
And just a reminder, we're drinking Smoke Wagon's Blender Select.
I said Blender Select.
What I'm saying more.
Rye.
I'm saying more.
Okay. I thought like
which is not to bury the lead, but this is distilled MGP in Indiana. Then they blend it and age it. It's selected from 51% rye, 45% corn, and 4% barley. Traditional rye blend, but then they blend that with a 51% rye, 49% barley. So that's kind of interesting. It was bottled at 58.07%. So it's a 116 proof. And this particular bottle was bottled September 28th, 2023, and it is batch number 5A. So you gave the bottle a 5. I agree with that. It's very unique. I like the raised. There went my pen that I'm writing with. Yeah. I like the raised on glasses. I think that's always a classy and unique look. But yeah, what do you give it on the smell, or what are you smelling even?
Am I smelling leather?
You are.
Okay.
I don't know if you're right, but you probably are.
You're just like, yeah, you are. I'm not. Thanks.
It's interesting.
Caramel?
I was going to say, I smell almost more bourbon than rye.
Yeah, I was going to say, because this is a rye, but I'm really getting caramel on the nose. It's something, I don't know if leather is the right description.
No, I think you're right.
Is it leather? I could tell it when I was drinking the old fashioned. I was getting this taste after a while.
I thought the old fashioned was really good.
It was good.
Did you?
I think you used the wrong ice cube. Or it's just too hot in here.
It's me.
It watered down too fast for me.
It was Cody's heat. He was bringing in on the Patriots.
Too much heat.
That's what I think it was.
But yeah, caramel, faint. Hints of leather.
It's gonna sound crazy, but it smells like a brand new car that's a leather seated car. Like you just get that nice clean
with
leather.
Caramel all over the inside.
The kids jumped in there beforehand.
The kids were in there.
It smells really pleasant though.
A new car.
Yeah, that's what I get.
I know.
No. Okay.
No, I know
You
it
said
is.
you
I
smelled
said now
something, and
I'm smelling that now. Let me
Oh,
finish.
okay.
I stopped saying my words to sniff, Justin.
First, you're just like, nope, that's not
No.
it.
But no, it's like, yeah, kids had caramel candy, whatever,
There's
in the
a lot
car.
of caramel in there for a
There
ride.
is. That's why it's like, you're absolutely. It is more like almost like bourbon, but I don't know. I gotta try this.
Yeah, try it. And let me know what your
Mm.
scores for cocktail and nose are now that you've.
I like this much better neat than in a cocktail, which is most times I like the whiskey better.
Ooh, this has
Neat.
some nice spice to it.
It's spicy. So the rye is kicking in there. That
Yeah.
spicy rye is there.
Cinnamon.
It still has like that in the middle. It's caramely.
Do you get cinnamon?
I think part of that heat on the end
Mhm.
is maybe a little bit of cinnamon, but like leather hits you first, then caramel, and then spice.
Spice. There is a lot of spice on the finish for sure.
It definitely drinks like a rye. When you smell it, I could see
It smells
how
like
you
a
might
bourbon, but when you
almost.
taste this, you don't think it's a bourbon. You know it's a rye right away.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good. I like it.
It's very good. We've been pretty happy with all the Smoke Wagon stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is a very good one. We got to do a scoring though. We can't just say we
Oh
like
yeah.
it. It's not just a 2 thumbs
So I gave
up
you a
type of
5
deal.
for the bottle.
You did.
On the nose, it's interesting because after you said new car smell, like I definitely got like if a new car smell was a candy.
Like Birdie's every flavor beans or whatever, Birdie Bots,
Maybe.
whatever that is.
Did
you get caramel or new car? Well, I mixed them both.
I don't know. I couldn't tell how the smell like intrigued me.
It's pleasant to me. I got it at 3.5.
I almost I wouldn't say a 4. I would go 3.5. I don't want to
Alright.
agree with you. The taste for me is a 4.
4. Let me do another taste.
It's interesting, and it has heat. What's the proof on this?
116. So it should have some heat.
Okay, it has heat.
But it's more of it's not a burn heat. It's a spicy.
It's a spicy,
Yeah.
like you said, like almost like you had like red hots.
Yeah.
At the end.
There's definitely cinnamon that
Mhm.
I get at the finish there. This is very good stuff.
Yeah. And drinking it neat though, I really only get that hint of leather at the beginning.
Yeah. No,
But when
it's
I was
not
drinking
something
my
that-
old fashioned, I could tell that this was I thought like maybe it's a leathery bourbon, which for whatever reason,
you love.
leather, tobacco, not bourbons, but whiskey. I said
yeah.
bourbon there. That hands down, those get me every time.
It might be because you said it, but now the finish, all I'm getting is red hot. Try it
because
again
it's hot.
and think that. You gave it a 4 for the taste. I'm gonna give it a 4 as well. In the cocktail, I gave it a 3.7.
In the
Ooh.
cocktail,
She says.
I would give it a right in the middle of 3 because
3. Okay.
I felt like once my ice melted, it watered it. I didn't have the flavor. When I first tasted it, it was good, but it's too watery for me.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was good. Maybe my ice cube was better. It didn't melt as fast.
Yeah,
Your
you
ice
still
cube's
have an
gone.
ice cube. Mine is water.
What are you doing over there? Hot hands? Just breathing fire on that or something?
That's all the talk about.
She's-
the Bills.
The
and
Bills. She's like, oh, Josh Allen.
I don't even know I don't remember what Josh Allen looks like. He's no Jimmy G.
Oh, he's 10 times better than Jimmy G.
Is he? You show me Josh Allen.
Well, if I could type correctly, I would show you. But Google.com is not a site.
He's not. Josh Allen, come on, get it out there. Okay.
Look at
Josh
that
Allen's
cutie
cute.
patootie.
He's cute. He's not a Jimmy G though. I wouldn't say Jimmy G is cute.
You would say he's hot. Josh Allen kind of has more of a dad bod than the ripped Jimmy G. But
how old is Josh Allen? Now I feel weird that I'm saying some 20-year-old something is.
Oh yeah, he's pretty young. 20.
Oh, he's 29. Oh, that's
wow.
fine.
He's 29.
He's old.
Wow. I didn't realize he was that old.
Okay.
But I think, Cody is probably dying to know. Do you think Drake May is cute? Bring up the picture and she
Don't
laughs.
diss Drake May. He looks nerdy.
That was funny. That my Google search history, they're gonna be like, this dude looked for Josh Allen's shirt off, and then Drake May's
with
shirt
his
off. What is
What
wrong with
happening?
this guy? Yeah, Drake May makes some funny faces, but anyways,
he looks
that was
dorky.
a no.
He's a little nerdy.
We should start doing this, ranking the quarterbacks' looks in each division. So you got Drake May. You got
When we get to the whiskey segment, then we'll circle back.
yeah,
So
because you got Drake May, you got Josh Allen,
Justin Fields,
and who am I forgetting? Oh, Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua.
Which I mean, I would put Tua last, but that's just me.
I need to see a picture of Tua. I know what Fields looks like, so give me Tua. Oh, Tua.
Oh, you like Tua. Contrary to popular belief, given my white skin, she likes the tanner skin.
Put Fields up here. Give me Fields.
Okay.
We're doing this now. This is a thing.
Yeah, you got to.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I would go Drake May last, then Fields. Then
Oh man, terrible putting Fields last.
Go back to Tua.
Now I don't know if I want to. The way you said that, go back to Tua. What have I done? I got to give you the full picture, I guess.
Tua rivals Josh Allen.
Hang on, give you the full. He's got the tats.
He's got
Samoan
tats.
tattoos.
That's okay. It's Tua, then Josh Allen.
Interesting when
then
I type
Fields.
in Tua shirt off. There's barely anything.
Mhm.
He doesn't take a lot of photos. with
Does
his
he
shirt
really
off.
have tats?
Yeah.
What is that?
He's
Yeah,
well,
okay.
Let's actually find
does,
him.
right there.
He does.
No, Tua, top of the list. Josh Allen, Justin Fields, and then Drake May. There you go.
All right.
If we just did this on the show, I can't believe we have gone
we
to
need
this
to put
level.
a graphic out showing this, so that everybody knows.
And you're like Tua's bottom of the list, and you put up Tua, and it's like, no, he's not.
It's just not my cup of tea. That's fine. Josh Allen, definitely number one. I got your back, Josh. Don't worry.
Oh man,
he's
This
gonna
is
watch
fun.
that video that movie with his wife and Michael B. Jordan, and he's just gonna be pissed off. He's gonna be pissed off. What, Josh Allen or Michael B. Jordan? It depends if you like the muscles. Obviously, she doesn't.
I don't know. Give me Michael B. Jordan. What's he looking like now? Michael B. Jordan over
I
Josh
knew
Allen.
you would see him shirtless and say that.
It's not that. I needed his face. Michael B. Jordan.
The photo we're looking at.
Okay. Can we just
Should we get it on out of here?
Yeah, we need to wrap this up,
That was
do
a
our
lot of-
intermission,
Yeah.
and then go to the AFC South.
It was great having Cody on. Cody, thank you for joining us as always. We're going to be back in probably 10, 15 minutes, maybe less. So stick around, stick on the channel. We will be here talking about the AFC South, previewing that.
Mhm.
No guests that time because nobody likes the South divisions, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But you still get us, and you get another smoke wagon. And if you think we're rating quarterbacks after just one cocktail and sample,
It's going to get extra spicy after 2 cocktails.
just
and a
wait.
sample.
Now, I'm not kidding. This has to be a thing on our show now. You were
Well, we
going to
didn't
rate
do
the
it for
AFC South.
the NFC South.
We'll backdate.
We'll backdate.
That's
We'll
fine.
backdate. We'll just
Yeah.
do a short.
There you go. All right. You got anything else you wanted to add? Except, obviously, thank you to Cody.
No, yeah, thank you, Cody. It's always a good time having Cody on the show. He brings a lot of good content for everybody.
Yeah, go check him out.
Billions of articles out there. Billions.
And they're always
Go
good. I do read. It's hard. Sports Gambling Podcast puts out a lot of content. It is hard to keep up with it all. Cody's, I always love to make sure I read because it's always good. And then again, it's hard to listen to all the podcasts. I love listening to Rod and Cody. Rod and Cody on the NASCAR Gambling. I don't know shit about racing, but I love listening to those guys.
They do a great job.
They have great OChem.
They've got the OChem.
They've got the OChem.
They've got the OChem.
For sure. So make sure you check that out. Speaking of Rod, he will be, we don't have a date set yet, but he will be on our episode for the NFC West, talking a little 49ers. We're also going to have Nick Fortune on that. Luckily, we're not talking auction fantasy football, so we will not hear Nick say, blow my wad over and over.
Thank God.
That's all we got for today. We'll be back in 15 minutes or less. Going once, going twice.
Sold.